Amazing kindergarten class. Everybody say good morning.
Good morning.
Great. Today we're going to learn about scissor safety. Before we pick up the real scissors, we're going to practice with some pretend scissors. So everybody show me some pretend scissors. Show me open, show me close. Open, close. Open, close. Flat on the table. That's where they go when we're not cutting. They're closed and they're flat on the table. Let's try it again. Show me open, closed. Open, close, open, close, open, close. Now, pretend you're holding a piece of paper in your other hand. We're going to practice cutting. Please cut away from you. Say away from me.
Away from me.
I cut away from me.
Away from me.
I turn my paper.
Turn my paper.
I cut away from me.
Away from me.
I turn my paper.
Turn my paper.
I cut away from me.
Away from me.
That's really important. I don't ever turn my scissors and cut back to my body because I don't want to cut my body. That is so important. I want everybody to make a promise with me. Please hold up your pretend scissors. Show me open, show me close. Now we're going to do a closed scissor promise. I promise
I promise.
I will not cut myself.
I will not cut myself.
I will not cut my hair.
I will not cut my hair.
I will not cut my clothes.
I will not cut my clothes.
I promise
I promise.
I will not cut my friends.
I will not cut my friends.
I will not cut my friend's hair.
I will not cut my friends' hair.
I will not cut my friend's clothes.
I will not cut my friends' clothes.
Today I will cut paper.
Today I will cut paper.
Very good. Thank you for looking at me so you can see. When I say the magic word, Jayla, we're going to take our scissors out and we're going to lay them flat on the table in front of us. Please make sure you don't do these two things. Do not pick the scissors up and test them. I promise you, all my scissors work. But sometimes kids pick them up and the first thing they do is this, and then their friend next door looks, and then their nose is right there at your scissors. So don't pick them up and do this, okay? And the other thing we are not going to do with the scissors, we are not going to spin them like a helicopter. That's super dangerous. Not on the table, not in the air. Give me thumbs up if you can make sure that you don't do those two things. We want to be really safe. All of my scissors have a little hole that's for your thumb, and they have a big hole that's for your fingers. So make sure your thumb goes in the little hole and your fingers goes in the big hole. And when you cut, keep your thumb on top. We don't ever turn our wrists like this, so our thumb's on the bottom. Then we cut towards our body. If you keep your thumb on top, you will always cut away from you. Say away from me.
Away from me.
I cut away from me.
Away from me.
You may pick up your scissors in one hand and your paper in the other hand, and we're cutting down the big black line. We can start now. Thank you. We're learning about scissor safety. We're going to cut some shapes out with our scissors. Whenever we're not cutting, our scissors are closed and flat on the table. When we use scissors like these in the art classroom, make sure that you do a couple of things. The little hole on your scissors is for your thumb to go into, and the big hole on your scissors is for 2 or 3 fingers to go into. When we cut with scissors, we always cut away from us. Please say, I cut away from me.
Cut away from me.
Cut away from me.
Cut away from me.
This is so important. When we need to make a turn, we don't turn our scissors back towards us. We turn our paper back towards us. Let me show you what I mean. First of all, my thumb always goes on the top. I don't ever cut with my scissors like this with my thumb on the bottom because it's really hard to cut. I'm going to cut right down the thick black line on my paper full of shapes today. So when I cut away from me. I cut away from me.
Away from me.
I cut away from me.
Away from me.
I cut away from me. When I get to the end of that big line, I just cut that piece off
Stop.
and I put it in my gray box for the extra paper. So now guys, I don't turn my scissors to cut that way. The easy thing to do is this. I turn my paper. So please watch. I'm going to cut on the black line. And look, I use the back part of my scissors right here to cut, not the front part of my scissors. All my power comes from the back part right here. So here I go. I hold the paper in my left hand. I'm cutting with my right hand because that's my strong hand. And I cut down the black line. I cut away from me. I cut away from me. I turn my paper. I cut away from me. I turn my paper. I cut away from me. I turn my paper. I cut away from me. So today we are just cutting the thick black line. We're not cutting the thin black lines. When we're not cutting, we close our scissors and lay them flat on the table. And any extra paper we put right in the gray bucket because I clean as I go. Say, I clean as I go. I clean as I go.